Not yet. It's checking. There it goes. It looks like we're live. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen out there in internet land? This is the Brain Buffet Weekly Teacher Talk. Our guest today is the Spunky from Kentucky. I just wrote that one.
Retweet.
A little bit of work, but I'll get it. I'll get it working. Jennifer Stubblefield. She's the one that does our MOS stuff. And if you've been to any of the certified conferences or any educator conference that's Microsoft certification oriented, probably seen and heard Jennifer. And even if you're 3 or 4 or 5 rooms down the hall, you probably heard Jennifer.
Agree? I own it.
I loved it. This is the first time I saw her. I was just like, does this girl do anything that we can like have her be part of the team so we can work with her? Because she's insane. I love it.
To which I said, have you heard this voice? Are you sure you want this voice on video?
I think it's fun. That little twangy thing you do.
I know. My mom and daddy gave it to me, so I'm going to keep it.
There you go. I think it's great. So, wow, that was fun. So Jackie, what's on the board for today?
Well, we have Jennifer who's going to talk to us about Microsoft. And I mean, we don't really have kind of a format just yet, but Jennifer, do you want to take us through what your year has been like? This was your retirement year, wasn't it?
That's right. On June the 30th, around 3:30, when the bell probably rang, you heard a large scream from Western Prep, Kentucky. That would be me. But 27 years, totally excited to say switching to a new routine and not living my life by bells for a while. I think I'm going to be okay with that. But I know I'm going to miss the kids. I know I'm going to. I will not miss a lot of the politics. And with the crazy fall that's coming up, probably not going to miss that. But as we all know, any good teacher teaches for the kids. And so that's what I'm going to miss. Oh, when you teach high school girls, they let you know when you're making fashion mistakes. And I think I needed that in my life. And then, teaching big old 18-year-old boys the size of a wall, that was always fun when you're 5 foot, nothing. But I'm going to miss those kids. I worked heavily with FBLA. I'm going to miss FBLA. I hope that they'll have me back for a judge. I would love to judge all those events. So I hope I can stay active in FBLA and be a judge. But I retired and taking on the hat of working with software companies and like BrainBuffet and doing what I love to do, which is teach. And that's what I want to do. This summer, I had a lot of conferences I was supposed to speak at. I was going to Italy to speak. And then the world stopped turning. Yeah. But to answer your question, it's been an interesting, from March the 13th, that was our last day of school until now. I feel for every kid and every parent. So lots of change. But any good teacher knows if you don't roll with some of these changes, you're going to be left behind. And so I'm excited to talk about Microsoft certification software that BrainBuffet has today. And I was proud to author that. There's a 2016 version that's out there, and it's great. And now there's the 2019 version that's rolling out, and it's going to be great. And that's what I'm going to talk about today.
Yay.
Excellent.
And what a way to end your year, like your teaching career, with COVID.
Yeah. And all the kids were missing prom, and all the kids were missing, graduation. And, my son was the starting pitcher for the baseball team. He missed his entire season. Missed one game. But, I think of all the teachers like me who retired. We didn't go out the way we had in our mind. We had this vision of how we would go out. But you know what? Just like the kids, I think we graduated those kids 20 different times. Do y'all agree?
Yeah.
We just kept graduating them. Oh, here's another graduation event. So in a way, I think they may have got a good end of the deal. But I love the fact that I kept retiring. I just kept getting, Jennifer, I'm so sorry you're not getting to go out. But no, it's okay. And I just kept getting that, kind of like the seniors did. So it's all good. If
Yeah.
I want to see them, I'll go back sometime.
And with BrainBuffet, you're technically kind of still teaching.
And I told my husband, you know, I retired so that I can work.
Yeah.
You know, I don't knit, so I can't sit on the porch. So I've got to do something. So I'm excited to work with BrainBuffet. So with that, you want to transition to what's up?
Sure. We have one comment quickly. Great group of folks that can help you in your class with MOS. Yay!
Yay! Thanks,
What's
Jeremy.
up, Brett?
Oh, and look, here's Candy. I'm in my car on the way home from the beach. Oh, I'm jealous. I can't get
You can't get audio.
Oh no!
Stop driving. Stop
Candy.
watching our video. What is
Candy,
that?
I really just pull over. I'm going to be there in a minute, Candy. Get this seat empty. I'll get in with you.
Pull over.
Oh, well.
All right. So,
So,
Microsoft 2016 versus 2019. The amount of difference between the two softwares is, it does have some great new things. Rob sent me to a conference back in April to kind of sit in a seminar where I learned the differences from the Microsoft people. And even they admitted, you know, if it isn't broke, don't fix it. And so a lot of Microsoft stuff, just the ribbon is almost identical. There are a few changes. One thing for any teacher out there that's listening, alternative text has been a big thing now with all kinds of accessibility for different types of learners, different types of handicaps. And so they have added a new tab on the ribbon for accessibility and alternative text. That's new on Word. The big change on Excel is that they have taken some of the really unusually hard formulas and functions and kind of abbreviated them. The big one is any Microsoft teacher knows you teach concatenate. And so concatenate is no longer concatenate. They've just shorted that down to equal cat. Meow. I mean, when the lady at Microsoft told us that, it was just kind of like drop the mic and we all went, okay, is that supposed to be impressive? But anyway, but
so called it all along.
Exactly. So some shortening of that, and the big thing with all three of the packages, with Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, is 3D modeling. 3D graphics has come into play, and it's just super cool. And let's admit it, that was needed in 2016 because it's been around for a while. And so now, you know, your products that you make, any kind of deliverable you make with Microsoft, whether it be an email or a Word document, a PowerPoint, whatever, you can have incredible graphics that are in 3D modeling. And it's just, what you can do with it, honestly, is super fun. It's not hard at all. It's just super fun. So that's the big one. And then in PowerPoint, and when she showed us this at the conference in April I went to, I just kind of sat there and it was a jaw drop. It really was. We all know that transitions in PowerPoint, you know, take you from this slide to this slide. Well, they've added in 2019 a morphing transition. And so let's see, I've got a water bottle, so we'll just use this. So if you're on this slide and the water bottle is here and you add morphing transition, when you go to the next slide, you can make the water bottle as it transitions pour. It's pretty neat. And so the morphing transition, that's a new one for 2019. And the great news is that in the 2019 video packages from BrainBuffet, we cover all the new stuff mixed with all the old stuff. And any student, whether you be 15, some middle schoolers, right? Middle schoolers are doing a lot of this. In Florida, I know for a fact, a lot of middle schoolers are doing the Microsoft certification. 12 years old, or if you're 22 and using BrainBuffet software to get certified for employment, this software package that we've made is going to get you ready for that certification test. But as Rob has always heard me say, I'm not always about teaching for the test. My classroom was never ran that way. I'm about teaching for students. What can I help you learn to be a better employee? When you go to the college computer labs, no one will outwork my students because my students are going to have those skills. I don't care if it was for the certification test or not. We're talking about productivity skills. And so this test prepares kids not just for the test, I think for life, because technology is not going anywhere. So anyway, that's kind of the override of what we're doing. And let's see, Jackie, is it okay now if I do a little screen sharing of some things I want to show them? All right. First of all, time out. Oh, Rob, I hope I don't get in trouble for this. If I get in trouble for this, I'm sorry. But, you know.
I'm the one who
Okay. All right. I love Gmail. You know, hey, yay, Gmail. Love it. I love Google. Love me some Google. Okay. But I have taken students for many years to Fortune 500 companies, and we've done tours. And because sometimes my filter doesn't always work, I would always ask the human resource people or whoever was giving us the tour. If the CEO came in, I would always ask questions like, okay, so what's the number one piece of software that your employees use? You know, whether I'm in Toyota or the Nissan plant in Nashville, Ernst & Young, any big company that I've ever been to, the Tennessee Titans football, they would all say Microsoft Office. So I love the fact that what we're doing with this product at BrainBuffet is that we're preparing them for the number one software package that employers want. And there's all kinds of stats and articles out there to prove it. But I found this today. So let's see if we can do this. Here we go. Share my screen. And I'm going to do, here we go. I think I got it. Maybe. Here we go. See if this is going to come up, Jackie. There it is. Is it up?
Yes.
So this is an article by Allison Doyle. And if you can see my screen, I love it. Says, even with the rise of Google Drive, a popular competitor, Microsoft Office remains the most preferred productivity software in businesses around the, fill in the blank, globe. So I like that it's not just, you know, necessarily in Kentucky, in the United States. It's the globe. And so I love that we are doing that for students, not just in America. We're reaching everybody, and I love that. Another thing I want to show you, let's see if I can get to this. I'm going to get good at this by the time we're done, right? Yeah, here we go. Can you see that, Jackie? Is it up?
No.
Okay, hang on. Okay, screen sharing. Share my screen. Here we go. And, okay, is it up?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So to show you a little bit about what the software is, every product, Word, Excel, and PowerPoint has a project-based curriculum. And so here is Word 2019 Project 14. This is the last one. And what I did with all of these as I taught them is we had a fictitious company that we worked for, and it was called the Traveling Scholar Club, otherwise known as TTSC. And it's a fictitious organization because I tried to reach all audiences, something that the kids would like, something that adult learners might like, something that even middle schoolers might relate to. And it's basically a club where kids who want to travel can get college credit while they travel. So here's an example of a lesson plan that a teacher would get. It would tell you the scenario, the goal, the approximate time it would take to do that activity. The specifications are basically exactly what I expect them to do to the project as they watch the video. Here are the exact exam objectives that I cover as I teach that are directly aligned with Certiport's testing. And then at the bottom talks about the requirements, going on. And then here, Rob taught me to do this, and I love it because, you know, we teachers try to avoid the word cheat, you know, as much as we can. But I made some cheats because the cheats are really those opportunities for me to reword some things. Maybe we all know that some people are auditory learners, some people are visual learners, and these are videos, so it's very visual based. But then some of us are just plain old, put it in writing for me. And so a lot of the cheats that I have here are the exact things that I did for the other kind of learners, but I put it in writing for the kids. And then every project also has an extension challenge because we all know there's those gifted kids, those go-getters that want more. Give me more, give me more. And so every project has one of those. And then for every teacher out there, this is the rubric. Every project is 50 points. And I mean, I have broken it down. It's a I don't have to say dummy proof, but it's very detailed rubric. So it's so fast to grade, easy to grade. Either they did it or they didn't. And then at the bottom, I also put in some cross-curricular enrichments, because we all know that we want to try to connect learning. Even though they're learning this maybe in a business class or a tech class, I want to connect them to history. I want to connect them to geography. And so those cross-curriculars are at the bottom of everyone. So that's an example of what a lesson plan would look like. And then I think, am I back now, Jackie?
Yes.
Back to me. There we go. And so what I thought I might do right now is, for those that are watching that are like, okay, that's paper-based, but I want to show you one of the actual videos. And this is the video for Project 14, how I would start the project. And it would be to show you kind of the animation with which I teach, because we've all sat through boring videos that teach that you just want to take, and hit your head and go, is this the best this teacher's got? So we're going to try to do this too, Jackie. Here we go. We're just watch about 20 seconds of it, just to kind of let teachers see what the videos might actually look like. So this would be, I think, my entire screen. Here we go. And I'm going to click it, and then I'm going to hit share, and then here we go. Here comes the video, I hope. All right, everybody ready?
Yes.
Can you hear it, Jackie?
I can't hear it.
Okay, hang on. We definitely want to hear it. I think there was a button that said share your screen with audio. Probably didn't hit that. Let's see.
You want me to remove this then?
Yeah, I've done it. I think there was a button. I remember seeing it that says right here, share the audio. Let's push that button, Jennifer, shall we? Here we go. Get a bunch of tech teachers together, right? All right, so now see if this works. Oops. Okay.
It looks like when you're at the barber shop when you're a little kid and they got the mirrors in the front and the back, and it does that zoomy thing.
Yes.
Mirror.
I'm so excited every time. Yeah, that makes
You're a hoot. Okay, yeah. I just want to show this video, and I can't find my video. Hang on, everybody, just act like entertain yourself, right? Because I really want to show this. Let's go to my documents, and you guys can just see all my, all my stuff here. Here we go. Here we go. See if it's going to work now.
Hello, and welcome to Project 14, where we are going to study dinosaurs. We're totally leaving the Traveling Scholar Club behind, and we're going to go with prehistoric dinosaurs. Not really, but that would be fun, right? In Project 14, we're going to enter the wonderful world of 3D modeling graphics. It's going to be great. So let's take a look at some simplistic tricks we've got here for 3D models, and then we're going to apply them to our very last document that we're going to make for the Traveling Scholar Club.
Okay, did that work?
Wow.
That was awesome.
Perfect.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see if I can. Is my screen all gone now? Am I back on?
I'm patting myself on the back for being able to convince you to join the team. I heard, I was like, that girl's got the thing. He's got that weird magic classroom, high school, weird kid
I
thing.
don't know. But anyway, honestly, it's fun. Let's be honest.
Yep.
Any teacher, it's just fun. It's just fun to teach. But so that's an example of what would happen. The kids would open the video, or I should say anyone, because I don't think this is just for kids. I think there's going to be some adult learners out there. So I tried to make sure it was tailored to all ages. But anyway, they would open up the video, watch the video, and while they're watching the video, a lot of these kids can have the split screen going on. My classroom never had that, and then there's a starter file for every project, and they literally listen to me and watch what I teach. And then a lot of times I'll say, all right, guys, stop the video and go do that right now. And then they can, so it's a lot of stopping and starting sometimes, but they can rewind. I love that. Oh, I didn't get it. Oh my gosh, she went too fast. What? Rewind, play it again. I had a lot of my students during the 9 weeks of teaching at the very end, when none of us knew what we were doing. They said that they would play my videos on their cell phone and set it beside the laptop so they could pause and start, and then also, of course, text and Snapchat while they were doing it. But they would watch the videos on the phone and then do the work on the laptop. And they said, Ms. Stubblefield, it just upped my productivity. And I was like, oh my gosh, they're using words like productivity. But so it worked out really well. And then, of course, at the end of the project, they would submit their final document to someone for grading, whether it be their teacher, their proctor, whoever is the grader. And then it gets graded, and the grade gets put in, whoever, whatever. And with each project, there's also a 10-point quiz, again, for those people who need that text-based type of learning. And then Jackie I'm going to pass it to Jackie because I'm excited. She called me this summer and said, okay, we're going to add something to your 2019 videos. And I went, ooh, that sounds like a lot more work. What? But then she told me what it was. I said, oh my goodness, I'm on board, because raise your hand if you've ever had those emails from your district that says you need to watch this and then answer the questions at the end, and you get 1 hour of credit, and you must do it in order to get your paycheck. And what do? We push play, and we walk out of the room, and we go and then we come back and answer the questions, because most of us teachers can answer them without watching the video. That's not what we want to be about.
No.
So,
and I did want to
what we're going to do.
Sure. And I did want to show your course. So your course this is just the Word course. I know that there's a PowerPoint and an Excel course as well, but we are in the process of putting it up on the site. So you can see all the projects are there. The project files, I believe, are in the first part of the project here, if I am correct. But yeah, they're all there. We're still adding everything, so it's not live just yet, but we are adding the project files as well as the quizzes. I think the quizzes, we have them set up in all the courses as a pre-assessment and a post-assessment, as well as a quiz at the bottom here. So you can see there, all the quizzes are here at the bottom, but we're adding them into the actual project itself. So that way the kids are taking it before they start the project, they're taking it after they start the project, and then they see that quiz one more time before they get a course completion certificate. So I just wanted to show you that it's there.
Yeah, thank you, because I haven't seen it. I'm excited to see that.
And we just sent it, actually, we sent everything over to GMetrix yesterday. So it will take some time for GMetrix also to format it for their platform, and then to get it up and rolling for them as well. So I don't think we have, let me just double check. I don't think we have the.
It's not going to be loaded in there yet. They just
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about for us, for H5P.
How long?
No, that's not.
It won't be in the Word course yet, since they just got those. It takes a while to get that in.
Yeah. So let me go to a different course just so everybody can kind of
Sure.
see.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
And I was just showing this one today.
This guy's voice is annoying, though.
You know, you just got to learn
everything. I've heard other people say that.
Drives me crazy.
I'm going to see if I can do, let's see this one. See if this one has it.
Okay, so what I want to do now is just organize
Okay, it did. Phew. Okay, so what Jennifer was referring to, we call them just-in-time comprehension questions. That name I feel like is going to change down the pipeline because it's so long, but I'm sure that Rob will come up with a good analogy for it or an acronym for it. But what we did was we had our trainers go through the courses and kind of determine where something important is being conveyed to the student. And if you look at I don't know if you can see my mouse, but if you look at the little dot here, that's the point in which the video is going to pause. It's going to ask a question to the student, and I'm just going to roll it so you can see what happens.
I'm going to call this.
Okay, so you can see how do you create a group. So I'm just going to click on the wrong answer. If I can, let me just look at the questions real quick. I'm always afraid I'm going to click on the right answer.
Jackie, you're just trying to be smart.
So when you click on the wrong answer, it will tell you, uh-oh, you didn't get it right.
In between the one that was selected and the one that I shift select. And once I've got these three layers grouped together, I'm going to go here to this menu.
Okay, so what you can see happened is I got the question wrong. The video rewound to a point where Rob starts talking about that concept that I was just asked about. And so that is what we call the just-in-time comprehension questions. Now, you can see here at the top of my screen, these little check marks. That means that I've gone through those videos and I've answered the comprehension questions correctly. And if I don't answer the comprehension correctly, I think I'm on this one right here. If I just move to the next video, I won't earn that check mark. And therefore, oops, sorry, Rob, you're talking over me.
That's what I do.
So what will happen is if a student doesn't go through and answer those comprehension questions, they won't get the course marked complete. And so if they don't get the course marked complete, they're not going to get their little BrainBuffet certificate. And if it were me in my classroom, they wouldn't be able to take the exam until they have that BrainBuffet certificate. So the student has to move through all of the videos. They have to answer all the comprehension questions correctly. They have to do the quiz at least 3 times, and then they'll get a certificate of completion from us. I mean, it's not a professional certificate. It is just an in-house certificate. So they can't really go out in the real world and say, I've got BrainBuffet certificate. At least not yet. I mean, maybe
it might become.
Not yet, but who knows what the future holds. So,
hey, Jack, we've got it. Oh,
what?
I was just saying we got a couple questions. So,
oh, yay.
All right. So Adam's asking, will this be available with your existing account and subscriptions? And the answer is yes.
Well, but wait, if you're a Microsoft, wait.
Oh, well,
point of clarification. If you are a BrainBuffet.com subscriber, yes. If you are a GMetrix subscriber, this is not available on the GMetrix platform. So it just depends on the platform you're on. Microsoft is available now for both platforms. So if this is something you are interested in, you'll need to talk to your Certiport representative about moving on to our platform. So,
but if you're on our platform already,
exactly.
It's an automatic free upgrade. We never charge at BrainBuffet is exactly what it says. All you can eat. So
yeah.
every feature we turn it on, you get it.
Oh, look at Candy says just in time is an inventory method in business. So
that's why I like it.
Yeah. So it's going to be the JIT then. JIT.
I'm being fancy.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just going with pop-ups. So JIT is much more professional.
Yes. Okay. So we're going to say JIT questions. Oh, that's good. So will projects work with 365 if students are using Chromebook?
I will answer that because that's my friend Gloria. Hey, shout out to Gloria. All right, Gloria, we all know that Chromebooks aren't necessarily capable always of doing some of the higher things that we need them to do. I mean, again, kudos to Google, yes, but Chromebooks not necessarily always. I know my students who were using the BrainBuffet videos during the outage, a lot of Chromebook kids struggled. So to answer your question, yes, it can work. Is it as fluid and as smooth as using a regular Windows laptop?
Yeah.
No, Gloria, it's not. And I hate to say that, but it's not. And the great question there, go ahead, Rob.
I was just saying, but that's the limitation of the computer that the kid is on. It's not the curriculum or, Microsoft. So our curriculum works 100%
right.
on it. It's just a video in a preferably Chrome browser. So curriculum's perfect. Making, using the projects on Microsoft 365, depending on the Chromebook you have, maybe
exactly.
not.
Right.
But
and
all the same.
Right. Can I address that 365 real fast? We all know that, there's 2016, there's 2019, there's 365. 365 is basically Microsoft Office that gets constantly updated. It's cloud-based. I mean, they find one typo or one thing they want to fix, they fix it immediately. It's instant gratification. Is it exactly as powerful as 2019? I and most teachers will agree no, because there's a lot of drawbacks sometimes with some of the cloud stuff. But would BrainBuffet's 2019 curriculum work with Microsoft 365? Absolutely, and twice on Sunday. Yes.
Cool.
Is that a Southern saying?
Y'all don't say that in Florida?
No, that's not a thing here.
Yes. It is.
Oh, that's awesome.
We need to have Jennifer on once a month.
Yeah.
There was another question. Did Candy have something else I saw?
She was just saying that just in time is
Oh.
is an inventory method. Yeah.
I thought it was supposed to be
She also said just in case, JIC.
Oh.
funny.
Now my middle name doesn't start with an I, because then we could have just named it after me.
Oh, yes, Rob, that's a great idea.
The Jackie Cole intermittent question while learning BrainBuffet information gathering and reporting system.
Jackie, I want to interject just because all teachers love to talk about funding, right? So just as a reminder that Carl Perkins funding, a lot of schools get Perkins funds, and Perkins funds are out there right now, from what I understand, because so much money wasn't spent the last 9 weeks in the spring semester for everybody in America. A lot of that money didn't get spent.
Yeah.
From what I understand, don't take this as, the gospel truth, but I do believe that they've extended a lot of those deadlines so that there's not only old money from last year that you can spend, there's new money already available. So we all know that Perkins Funds loves purchasing anything dealing with industry certifications and software that will help students learn. So just as a side note, I heard that at a couple of the webinars I've already participated in about Perkins Funds.
Yeah. And with the current situation, the whole, sorry, I'm hearing the echo, sorry. That's many, okay. But with the whole COVID situation, if you have a classroom set of textbooks, what do you do when COVID hits? Like, you literally don't have the learning materials. This, just like Jennifer said, some of the kids, use the phone. They're watching the video on the phone and working on the computer. And I remember when I started doing this in my own classroom, I had a kid that came in late, and the deal in my program was if you can get certified that quarter and every quarter after it, you got an A, as long as you can stay busy and creative. And this kid watched on his cell phone over cell service. He watched the videos, downloaded a trial of the software, and in 2 weeks got himself certified. So I've had kids in the hospital get themselves certified. So with the funding right now, be wary of anything that's a classroom set in your classroom, because it's unpredictable whether there will be access to your actual classroom.
Right.
You can send to anybody, anywhere, anytime. So yeah.
And I do think a lot of our students, and I think any teacher that's listening can relate, I missed people. Did y'all miss people? I missed being with people. And so I think to get to know a teacher and to have, not that my voice is anything you want to wake up to in the morning, but I mean, you have a teacher that you connect with, and it's a real human being. It's not just, as Rob has said, sometimes it's kind of a teacher in a can. It's ready to go, a real human being trying to teach with you and trying to get you to learn. And I think a lot of those kids love just have that same teacher every day, just like you would in the real classroom. And I think a textbook can't necessarily bring you that.
And one of our pushes, the whole time was make sure that you're talking to the kids, not at the kids. Teach students, not software. It's just the focus is always, that's why we only hire classroom teachers. We only hire that because it's like, we have to, you have to know and understand that whole vibe of, what it means to connect with a kid.
Right.
The different feeling.
Well, we have another question, which I think, Jennifer, is going to be for you. It's one more question. Could students do the 2019 projects using 2016 in classrooms and then 365 on Chromebooks?
Gloria, your answer is yes. And again, if those of us who are old, we remember when Microsoft went from 2007, which had the regular Windows O menu, and then in 2010, they came out with the ribbon. Totally transformed the screen. Like I said, the difference between 2016 and 2019, guys, it's just, very minute. Now, did the standards for the certification change? Yes. So if students during this outage, and again, we don't know what's going to happen in the fall, if they have a laptop that just has 2016 on it, but the teacher being awesome wanted to get them certified in 2019, yes, the 2019 videos for BrainBuffet would absolutely work on a 2016 software machine, because when those kids go to sit down to take the test, and especially if they're going to take them in the new Certiport allowing them to test at home and being proctored by an administrator from a distance, they're in a cloud-based situation. So they don't have to have a certain software on their laptop. So I think yes is the answer. Now, again, I'm going to be hesitant to say Chromebooks. I just don't know, Gloria. I don't know how to answer that because I've never had a kid try to test on a Chromebook. But I can research that, and I don't mind. I can call Lori Monson, and I'm sure at Certiport she would probably have some techie there that could answer that question. But I don't know the answer about testing on a Chromebook when they've learned on another piece of equipment. I don't know.
So we have another question, I guess more of a comment from Candy that says, not sure if I'm doing IC this year, but BrainBuffet MOS materials were not accessible in GMetrix last year. I tried every which way to get access last year. So Candy, if you're ever having an issue with not being able to get access to certain materials, the best thing to do is to either contact them directly, because anything we have on our site as far as lesson plans or student packets or rubrics or anything like that should also be on GMetrix. If it's not, you can contact them, and if for some reason they don't have something specific, they will contact us, or contact us and we'll contact them. So either way, we're in close contact with GMetrix a lot. So if there's anything that you see on GMetrix that isn't on our platform that should be, we can get it fixed. There are some things that GMetrix offers that we don't offer, and some things that we offer that GMetrix doesn't offer. That's platform differences. So yeah, hope that clarifies that. I think I just confused everybody. And then the other one was learning.
Local. I think Candy's issue is just a local one for her district, their purchase. Yeah, so we'll have to find out. I'm supposed to meet with Tony anyway from here in Palm Beach, so we'll make sure we get that fixed for next year.
Yeah. So you can do it. You can do it.
Go for it. Don't give up.
Yeah.
Don't give up.
All
okay.
Right, so, all right. Looks like that may be it for today.
Are there any other questions for Jennifer, because she's a rock star?
Oh, I don't mind. I can give them my email, right? BrainBuffet. Yeah. So if you have any questions that you want specifically for me to answer regarding content or whatever, sales and all that, you contact Jackie. But if you have questions about the content, what would it do? What's it like? Blah, blah, blah. It's j@brainbuffet.com. Give me an email, and I'll be glad to answer it and get back to you as quickly as I can.
Well, actually, Jennifer, I have to. We updated our email server.
That might have broke.
Oh, I broke it. Fantastic.
So
no, we did.
Let me actually share the screen real quick so that they can see the contact page.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that way, because we've upgraded our support team. Our support team used to be me and Rob, and that was it.
Impressed.
Yeah, and so now we have a whole support team. We have, I think there's like 5 people on the support team. So now if you do a support ticket with us, more people are on. Sorry.
That's okay.
I have a threshold, and apparently when I reach the threshold, my alarms go off. So let me just share this really quickly here.
Well, while you're showing it, but I don't mind. I'll be glad to answer as best I can.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah, one of the things that we like to do, just the reason that we keep pushing people to support, David keeps yelling at me. He's like, stop giving people your email, because they want to be able to address it. And then they're keeping track of exactly how many times questions come about what. They've got all these.
Yep. Common sense. Yeah, that's good business. Good business.
When we see it coming in a bunch, we want to record a video. We want to try and preempt the question in the curriculum. And his team is like, oh, we can fix that. We can change and move this there and do that. And
right.
So
on our website, I'm here on the BrainBuffet website. If you go over to this contact tab, it's pretty easy to find. There's a drop down, and of course, if you don't select the right drop down, don't worry about that, because like I said, there's about 5 or 6 people who have eyes on the contact support tickets. So if it's not in the right spot, we'll make sure it gets to the right spot. But you can go ahead and message us any questions you have, anything about curriculum or accounts or anything like that. It creates a ticket for our support team, and then the support team is able to respond from there.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. So did you see any more questions? I'm a huge fan of BrainBuffet. Been using it since I was a student in high school, and now I'm a teacher with my students.
Oh, that's awesome.
I want to hang out with that guy.
Well,
I want to hang out with you, man. That's a cool story.
Adam, where did you use BrainBuffet? Was he one of your students?
No, he wasn't. I don't think he was one
I
of
was
mine.
gonna say, don't put Rob on the spot.
No.
Rob's on the spot.
Man, that is so cool. Oh, and Petrie's on too. Aaron Petrie.
Hi, Aaron.
Yay.
Oh,
Man, what a cool story, that guy Adam.
yeah.
Adam, I'm gonna find you on
You better be shipping him a t-shirt.
yeah. We got you covered, brother. That's a cool story, man. I want to talk to that dude.
Yeah. But watch out, Adam. He's going to find you.
We're gonna hunt you down. You know that support team we talked about? We're gonna dress them up in black and put black on their helmets. They're coming to find you, man.
That's funny. Wow.
Oh my word. I'm in the classroom. I don't get to goof off and teach people stuff at home.
Well, let me ask you this, Jennifer. Since this is your last year of teaching, if you could go back to your first year self in your first year of teaching, what advice would you give yourself and why?
Ooh, golly, Jackie. I was a pretty good disciplinarian. A lot of things didn't happen in my room, and I think it's just because if you keep kids busy, they don't have time to get in trouble. We all know that downtime, like Rob said, stay creative. Downtime always leads to problems. And I didn't have that figured out the first year I taught. I didn't ever plan for those days when what I thought was going to be hard would take the whole block or whatever. So I didn't plan. I learned as I went on, you always plan ahead. If they get done with that, you better have something ready to roll. And so if I had to give advice to myself, it would be, don't underestimate kids. They're smart and they make it done a lot quicker than you think. And so always be able to plan and have that ready to go. Don't just have, a teacher, her name was Betty Driver from Marshall County High School in Kentucky. She said to me, stay 2 steps ahead of those kids, not 4, not 20, but you better stay 2 steps ahead of them, because if you don't, they're going to eat you alive. And she was about 65 and about this big, and she could walk into a room and the room would go. So she scared me to death when she told me that, but I've never forgotten that. I stayed 1 step ahead, 2 steps ahead, and it took me a while to get that. So if I had to tell me that again, I would say, don't let the kids be onto your game. Stay ahead of them. Plan well would be my suggestion.
Yep. And that's the thing that's great about having a curriculum like this, where when Jackie and I, even my daily, the kids come in, the bell ringer thing, I recorded that. I wanted to just record everything. If a kid asked me a great question I hadn't thought about it, I'll record a video. And it was such a fun way to kind of interact and goof off with the kids, because I'll tease a kid and then it gets around the school like, it was just fun, the kids loved it. But I encourage every teacher to spin up a website and have your resources there. When the kid lost the paper and they're at home and it's due tomorrow, why can't they download it? Why can't they download it from your website? Why do they have to come into class and get the late?
Yeah.
Because they misplaced the tangible thing. We got to care about the learning, right? Hopefully they'll get organized later, or maybe they're going to be me and they'll never, ever, ever, ever be organized. Never.
Gives me a heart attack.
But you know what? My life is so amazing. I can't even comprehend having a life as wonderful as the one I live.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the whole trick is who are these kids? How do I help this kid find their way with their strengths and weaknesses? And, when it's on, the more ways that you have of communicating, like Jennifer kept talking about earlier, if they're auditory, if they're visual, if they're, whatever, it's really easy to sort of meet more of those the more you just kind of present the stuff in different ways. Video, handouts, just try all the different ways and do what sticks.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, and that dude wrote back. Hold on, I wanted to say. So he went to school in Miami-Dade, and he's still there, dude. You're right down the street. So yeah,
Rob, find him. You are buying him a blooming onion at the Outback soon.
Yeah,
That's what I'm hearing.
I'm gonna hunt you down, dude.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a lot of fun. So, all right.
Looking at the comments real quick. We have so Aaron asked for the webinar link, which I put on the Facebook comments. We are having webinars for those of you who have used BrainBuffet. It's kind of just an entire overview of the site, what we're looking forward to do, what changes are happening. Right now we have the Microsoft on the site, which was new to us because we only offered that on GMetrix in years prior. So now we have the Microsoft courses on BrainBuffet's platform, as well as all the Adobe courses, which are also there. So if you are interested in doing the webinar with us, that next webinar, we had one today at 11 a.m. Eastern, and that went really well. We had like 20 or so people come. If you're interested in doing the next one is on July 23rd at 11 a.m. Eastern. And I put the link on the Facebook page.
Nice.
Yeah. And hope I might have to get a babysitter.
I love it. This is great. This is exactly how it goes.
Make them the guest hosts because my youngest doesn't want to leave my side, which is fine. But
I was going to say, there's worse things that could be happening to everybody.
I know.
This is everyone's life now.
And you can see he's super camera shy. He doesn't want to be on camera, but he wants.
But he does want to be on microphone.
Yeah. But I think he wants your attention.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, thanks for doing this today, guys. I'm excited about the curriculum, and I'm ready to see what's going to happen in the fall with teachers across the globe. And hopefully this curriculum can be something that even if you go back to school and you start school using something like this, and then if you have to break and school has to be taught from home again, you're ready to go. Those kids are ready. They're used to it. They know what's going on. So I think this is a very timely product that we've got ready for students and teachers.
Yeah. Jennifer loves to travel. So especially if you live outside the US,
yes.
you need a Microsoft trainer.
Right.
Contact us and we will
try to arrange it.
And that is true. And I'm glad you said that, Rob, because I don't mind helping, but boy, I would love, if the world will ever start spinning right, I would love to come into people's classrooms who maybe just need help. If they've got a Microsoft certification program started, but it's struggling or whatever, I would love to come and just help you. And it's all about the kids again. It's if the kids get the benefit of it, then that's what we're all about. And so reach out. I'll be glad to help.
Nice.
All right, party people. Well, we will be back next week. I think it might just be me and Rob unless we get a guest speaker in between now and then. So if you want to be a guest on our show, live chat, I don't know what we're referring to this as, but you can use that contact form and submit a ticket for us there and just say, hey, I'm interested in coming. I've got, maybe it's something you do cool. Maybe it's something you teach. Maybe any of those things. Just let us know and we will schedule a time that works for you guys. So we'll see you guys next week. And yeah, we'll see you then.
All right.
Bye. Have a great evening.
Bye.